So today's business tip is going to be on whether you should be on social media or not. So I get this question a lot as well. Should I really have a Facebook page? Can I just use my own personal page on Facebook? Do I need an Instagram? Do I need a Pinterest? Do I need to use Twitter? Should I have a YouTube channel? And my answer is absolutely. So I think it's very important that you realize in today's world, everyone is on their phones. So think about the last time that you had a family gathering. So when you had a family gathering and after you've eaten and everybody sits down, what are they doing? They whip out their phones and they are on social media. Okay? This is how you're going to reach those potential customers. So what I want you to do is I want you to think about when you are at these events with your family or any event. Let's say that you go to a baseball game and you get really bored and you pull out your phone. What is it that you're pulling out? Are you looking at Facebook? Are you looking at YouTube? Are you looking at Pinterest? Well, whichever one it is that you have a tendency to want to go towards first is the one that you really should be on. And the reason that is because you already know that media. And so you kind of already have a leg up and you want to start out there. It's a really good idea not to try to tackle 15 different things all at one time, because what's going to happen is you're going to get overwhelmed, you're not going to get anywhere, and you're just going to get stuck and you're not going to move forward. So that's what you don't want. So pick one and just really perfect it. You have to be a part of social media, because if you're not, your business is going to be left in the dust. It just is. This is where your customers are and you have a captive audience there. So it's really important that you go there so that you can attract customers. And you want to be yourself when you're on social media. You don't want to try to be anything that you're not, because when you're trying to find customers, you have to remember that what you have to do first is get their trust. If you don't get their trust, they're not going to buy from you. They're not going to use your services. They're not going to come into your shop. And, people like to connect with other people. So that's what you're doing. You want to make a connection with your customers, and that's what makes them loyal. That's what attracts them, is that they identify with you, or they like your, the way you run your business, how much you share about your family, and don't be afraid to do that. I think these days print media is quickly coming to an end. It's really hard to make a connection with someone through a written advertisement. It really is. And in this day when we are all on social media all the time, it's harder to make a connection. So that's what people are looking for. They're looking for that connection, and they're looking for people to trust. So you just need to be yourself, and you need to spend time on whichever social media it is that you've selected. And that doesn't mean all day, so you don't want to spend a ridiculous amount of time working on getting followers. That's not what you want to do. You want to be careful on how much time you spend on things, because it's really easy to just waste your time and you're not getting anywhere. So be smart with your time. Work smart, not hard, but make sure that you are on social media. You have to have a presence on social media to build any kind of brand. If you think about it, pretty much all the major brands are on social media because they're smart. They have smart marketing executives and they know the power of social media. I mean, there are billions of people on Facebook, so that's a huge platform, as well as Instagram and YouTube. These are all huge. And there's no way that you can be successful to the extent that you can if you use social media. So make sure that you are making a concentrated effort in building your brand and your business on social media. There's so many ways that you can do it on social media. You know, a big, huge thing on social media is doing lives. People love that. Whether it's on Instagram or Facebook, YouTube, they all have lives. Now, Pinterest doesn't, but you can record and upload videos there, so that works as well. And, you know, you can just host them on YouTube and share them right to Pinterest if that is the one that you really are interested in. But you want to make sure that you are concentrating on building your presence there. And if you just keep putting out content and you're consistent about it and you put out good content, then you will get followers. It will happen. It's not going to be overnight. It does take time. So realize that no matter what you do with your business, it's going to take time to build it, and you just need to anticipate that. So you don't want to set yourself up for disappointment. Just keep in the back of your mind that people who are on social media and are very popular and very successful have worked at it for a long time. So it's going to take you a little bit of time to get going. So just anticipate that. If you want to do some advertising to get your business going or to increase your sales, then social media is where you would want to do it, and you would do it with whichever one that is you picked. Most of them have a daily budget you can set for advertising, and there's a lot of great methods that you can do for advertising, but you definitely want to use social media in order to do that. It really is a much less expensive way to advertise than things used to be. So it used to be when you wanted to advertise, you had to advertise on TV or the radio or in the newspaper, and that was very expensive. But now with social media, it's not nearly as expensive. You really can get a lot more bang for your buck in social media than you ever could doing print or radio advertising, especially TV. Those are hugely expensive. But you know, it's not that expensive with social media. And the thing is that if you do lives and you just keep putting yourself out there and putting yourself out there, then you will get followers, and you really won't have to spend very much money, if anything. Just realize that if you don't spend any money at all, it's going to take you a little bit longer to grow your business, and that's okay. You know, the last thing you want to do when you're building a business is to spend out money that you don't have, because it's going to hurt you in the long run. You want to be very smart about what you spend your money on in the beginning, and even if you're established, you still want to be really smart about how you are building your business. So most businesses take 3 years to become really profitable. And that is especially true if you actually have a brick and mortar store. This is just something that, you know, you learn in business, and it's a known fact for anyone who has actually worked in business that it takes about 3 years. Now, that doesn't mean that if you have a business that is online that you're not going to make a profit. But if you have a brick and mortar store, then you pretty much can expect it's going to be about 3 years. Now, with an online business, it can vary. It can be in the first year. It's possible. It can take 2 years. It can take 3 years. But you know, you just have to keep in mind that it takes time to do these things. And let's say that you're working a full-time job and you would really like to stop working your full-time job and just run a business. Well, that's going to take time, but you can do it. You're just going to have to realize that you're going to be working extra after work in order to do it. And you know, the more you put yourself out there, the better your business is going to be, and the faster it's going to grow. So make sure that you put yourself out there on social media and that you concentrate on one. You know, don't spread yourself thin. So the other thing that I want to say is that you need to be very consistent across all platforms. So if you master one platform, you decide to go on to another one, you want to be consistent. You want to be consistent in your messaging, and you want to be consistent in how you deal with your followers and your customers. It really does go a long way if you are really consistent and you really are upfront and honest and be yourself. That is my biggest advice. Make sure that you're using social media and using it smart so that your business can grow and thrive. And we'll be back again soon with some more business tips. I'll be doing this every Thursday. So I hope you enjoy these and that it helped you. And make sure to let me know if there's something specific you want me to talk about. Of course, I did put this as a blog post on my website, and I will link it in the description below. There are some other articles out there on some business tips that you can read, and I will see you again next Thursday. Y'all have a great week, and I'll see you soon. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.